everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Claire, your English teacher and a native speaker from the US. This video will cover all the phrasal verbs with the base verb do that you need to know in English. Stick around until the end because I'll share some tips for how to remember these phrasal verbs and use them naturally in conversation. Let's begin.
English made easy with Claire.
Do up. Do up actually has a couple meanings. It can mean to fasten something like close, a button, or a zipper. For example, if it's cold outside and your coat is open, I could say, do up your coat. It's cold out here. Now, do up can also mean to repair, renovate, or decorate. For example, they're planning to do up their kitchen next summer. That means they're going to improve it and add or change things to make it nicer. Do over means to redo something. So for example, my essay was full of mistakes, so I had to do it over. It means you had to do it again. Sometimes you may even hear this phrasal verb as a noun. A do-over is a fresh start or a second chance. So let's say you're trying a new skill for the first time. Let's say basketball, and you're trying to shoot a hoop in the basket, but you miss. And if you want to try again, you could say, "Can I get a do-over?" Do away with means to get rid of something or stop using something. For example, many schools are doing away with pen and paper and are switching to computers and tablets. Or I think we should do away with the old rules that no one follows anymore. Now, this one's a little more informal, do in. And actually, you can think of the full phrase as do someone in. It means to exhaust someone or make them really tired. So for example, that 10-hour work shift really did me in. I'm so tired. Do in can also mean to hurt someone or kill someone. It's often used jokingly or dramatically or ironically though. Just in the same way you might say, I ran a marathon yesterday and it totally killed me. You could say, I ran a marathon yesterday and it totally did me in. You might hear this phrase in movies about crime or with mobs where they talk about doing people in. So that's what that means if you hear this phrase.
So Doug did him in and then cut off his hand to send a message.
Do without means to manage without something you want or need. For example, I forgot my phone at home today, but I'll have to do without it. It means I'll have to manage without it. I'll have to find a way to survive without my phone. Hard, I know. Or during the power outage, we had to do without electricity for hours. So we had to deal with the fact there was no electricity or lights. This last phrasal verb I'll tell you about is the least common and a little old-fashioned. So don't worry too much about using this one, but you may hear it in movies or conversations. And that is do by. And we often hear it as the phrase do well by. And it means to treat someone or something in a particular way. In this case, in a good way. So for example, she always does well by her employees, treating them with fairness and respect.
I've done well by you, and the idea was, if we do well by this account, you'll give us a shot at the big one.
Again, this one's not so common, but useful to know. Okay, so here's the recap of what we've learned today and some quick tips to remember phrasal verbs. First, learn them in phrases or in sentences, not just as isolated words. So take the sentences we covered in this video and maybe write them down so you remember them better. Or try writing your own sentence for each one. You could even put them in the comments below, and I can give you feedback on them as well, and you're more likely to remember them this way. Another good trick to learn phrasal verbs is to assign a verb as a synonym for every phrasal verb you learn. So for example, if you want to use the word renovate in conversation, use do up instead. Renovate, do up. Redo, do over. Tire, do in. And of course, practice using phrasal verbs actively as much as you can. If you have the chance to speak English often, make sure you're incorporating new phrasal verbs you learn in your conversations. I had to do without coffee this morning. It was a total disaster. See? Okay guys, that's it for today's lesson. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. If you want to support my channel, click the join button below and get access to exclusive perks as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.